Today I am turning myself from this to this. Hey everyone and welcome back. If you are new here then hello, my name is Zoe and this is my YouTube channel. We're doing the unrecognisable makeup challenge today. Seeing this all on TikTok, I don't feel great today, so I thought this would be the perfect time to do a very noticeable before and after. I'm going to do full glam today, spruce myself up a little bit, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've not done a full glam look for a really long time, so let's get straight into it. So we've started the glow up process. I'm ready to get full glam. I'm going to do my skincare first. The skin prep is so important, especially if you are wearing a little bit more on your face. So I'm going to use the Primark, the Prep and Perfect, the Vitamin Enriched Moisturising Primer. This is one of my favourite skincare products at the moment. I absolutely love it. I just love how rich it is and moisturising, and it just keeps my skin nice all day, and makeup sits really well on top of it as well. Look how nice and glowy that is. I absolutely love it. I'm going to pop a little bit of lip balm on. This is the Too Faced Hangover Pillow Balm. It's absolutely amazing. I use this quite a lot on my brides as well when I'm just starting their makeup. And then the last skincare product, I'm going to use the NYX Marshmallow Primer. I'm just going to pop this just around my nose area where I tend to get a little bit more like pores, and this just really evens me out. I really like this, so mainly just on my cheeks. Sometimes I do just a little bit on my forehead. So because it is nearly Valentine's, I thought I would do a really glam going out look. I thought I'd stick to kind of like a Valentine's pink theme today. So the first thing I'm going to do is just tan my chest up a little bit. I'm going to use the Sally Hansen Airbrush Legs, and I absolutely love this. If you cannot be bothered to tan, this is just an absolute lifesaver. I need a big brush. I have a big brush to hand, and I literally just spray this on. It looks really crazy at first. I'll have to hold my necklace up and then literally just buff it in. It's transfer proof, it won't come off or anything, it won't go on your clothes, but it just, if you cannot be bothered to tan, because it is really cold and I've only got usually like my chest out. That doesn't sound right. I've never really like got enough skin on show to justify like the whole tanning process. I just can't be bothered at the moment. So if I do go out, this is what I do, and it just makes such a difference. You feel a little bit more tan, but you haven't had to do the whole tanning process, which is amazing. I'm going to do eyes next. I'm just going to prime them first with the Born This Way concealer. This is the concealer I'm going to be using for my face makeup as well today. I'm just patting some of this all over my eye. You could use this or an eyeshadow base, anything that you've got to hand. I do need to pick up another P. Louise base because I do usually use that for eyeshadow, but I just have run out now. So for eyes, I want to do a really nice dark smoky eye, full lash, the whole works. So I'm going to use the Tartelette and Bloom palette today. This is one of my all-time favourites. I absolutely love it. I'm going to start with Sweetheart. It's a little bit more on the mauvey side. I was going to do a pink eyeshadow, but I don't know if it's going to be a little bit too much. So I'm going to stick to more of like the neutral tones and then maybe like a nude pink lip or something. I still want to do something that I would wear. So this is just going into my crease as my transition, and then I do like to wing my eyes out, so I'm just going to wing it out a little bit as well. I was just about to sit and film my empties video, but I thought I've got to do my makeup for that anyway, so I might as well film it and make it into a video. So that is what I'm doing today. So whether my empties video will come before this or just after, I'm not sure. So if you want to see my seasonal empties, it will either be before this or it will be next week's video. And to deepen that up a little bit, I'm going to use Rebel. This is a little bit more of like a warmish brown, and this is going to go on my outer lid and into my crease. I'm not blending up as far as I did with the first one. The key to a smoky eye is the darker that you go, the less that you blend out, and then you get a really nice transition that way. And just go slowly and build yourself up. I always think with eyeshadow, just really take your time with it. I know not everybody's super confident, but if you just take your time, go slow, it's always easier to add than take away. And then if you think you have got any harsh lines, just use that first brush and just buff them out. Use Activist, which is this one. This is a really nice, like rich, very dark brown. I'm taking a little smudge brush. This is going all along my lash line. I am going to be doing a little bit of a wing. I'm going to be using a magnetic lash today, so I'm going to be having to use their eyeliner anyway. So this is just kind of just to really deepen up. And I'm going thicker right on the outer corner, and then I'm just bringing it in a little bit thinner. And then you can always again go in with the different brushes that you've already used and just go over them and smoke them out. With that same Activist, I'm going to do a really soft wing. I don't think you'll see much of this anyway because I'm going to be doing a lash. But yeah, just softly winged it out. Smudge it out a little bit. Okay, so for my inner corner, I'm going to keep my eyes matte today, I think. I'm going to use Charmer, which is this lightish shade. Before we do that, I'm just going to pat over with a little bit of extra concealer, just to brighten up my inner corner up a little bit. And then I'm going to take Charmer and just pat that all over. And then when you come to like where everything finishes, just kind of pat over, just to smudge all the colours together. Again, you can go in with your other brushes to help blend them. So don't worry too much at first if it feels like you can kind of see exactly where it starts and finishes. Okay, before we do lashes, I'm just going to line my top waterline with some black eyeliner, literally any eyeliner. But I feel like it just makes your eyes just look that little bit more smoky if you do this. So I'm just doing the top, I'm not going to do the bottom. I do feel like matte eyeshadow is really in at the moment, but I do hear that colour is coming back. I'm hearing 2016 makeup is on its way back round again, which I'm quite excited for. Maybe over the spring and summer we'll start seeing a little bit more colour, which will be nice. So I'm going to use magnetic lashes today. These are Opposites Attract from Velour Lashes, and they're so nice and fluffy and full. They're so pretty. So for these, they have the eyeliner as the, well, it's not glue, is it? It's the magneticness. So I'm just going to do like a pretty thick line with this, so I know that they're going to be secure. I try and like wipe off a lot of the excess and then go in that way. And I'm going to try and get as close to my lash line as I can, right into the inner corner. I know that they stick. It does dry down quite quick as well, which I actually really like because I'm quite messy. I would end up just smudging it. So I'm going to take the lash, which one am I doing first? This eye. And they're so easy to just put on. And just place it on, and literally that is it. They are so quick and easy. Okay, lashes are on and we're good to go. Let's move on to base. I'm using the Born This Way from Too Faced. I absolutely love this foundation. I'm going to give it a good shake. I'm using the shade Golden Beige because I have just put that tan on. Then blend it with my beauty blender. I've been finding lately that I am enjoying a brush a lot more for base products, but if I'm doing something more full coverage, a sponge is always my go-to because I just feel like I can layer a little bit better. A brush for me is perfect for like every day. I can really buff my base into my skin. But when I want a really good full coverage, it has to be a sponge. And I absolutely love this foundation as well. Such a nice coverage, it's buildable. I really like the finish. It's not too glowy, it's not too matte. It is one of those that's kind of a good all-rounder. Kind of suits everybody, which is what I like. So for eyes, I'm going to use the Born This Way. This one's in the shade Vanilla. I absolutely love this concealer. It's one of my all-time favourites. I'm going to put some here. And then the bit that's left on my palette, I'm just going to use my brush to carve out my line. Not that like it's really noticeable, but it's nice to be neat. And really press it in underneath my eyes. If you want a super full coverage, leave your concealer just to sit there for a little while until it starts to dry down, and then blend it out, and you'll get much more fuller coverage that way with using less product as well. Beautiful. Okay, bronzer. I'm going to use a different one today because I've just found this in my drawer and I haven't used it for ages. This is the Modcon bronzer from KVD Beauty. It's in the shade Light Warm. I haven't used this for so long, but I really like it. Always use my Primark one. I always end up using the same product, so I've tried to use different products to what I usually use today. This is quite a sheer like gel liquidy bronzer, and so I'm just gonna tickle this in over the top. It was really nice because it is so lightweight, it just melts into anything that you've got underneath. It's also a really nice one for like those no makeup days if you just want a sheer wash of like something to give you that bit of a glow. It's really pretty. For blush, I'm going to use one that I reviewed recently and I really like them. These are the Skin Silk blushes from the blush sticks from Revolution. So I'm using Rosy Cheeks today because we are on the pink vibes. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of this on. I've probably applied too much. I did in my video that I reviewed it. I did apply a little bit too much because these are very pigmented, so we'll see. But we are doing a more full glam look today, so this will probably be fine. I can say I definitely do look a little bit more unrecognisable now than what I did at the start of this video, so that's one thing. I'm just going to go over slightly with my foundation sponge. Okay, I really like that. Let's set. I'm going to use the Laura Mercier translucent powder. This is the original one, my all-time favourite. And I'm going to use my wet sponge. Setting the under eyes first because they always crease the first. I try to set with like a little bit first just to take the tackiness away, and then I can add more powder. Mainly to like this area, I like here to be really flawless, and using more powder really helps with that. I think I'm only going to need a tiny bit more powder bronzer and powder blush, so I'm just going to use my Revolution bronzer, which I always use, and just a little bit just at the back. I mean, we can get away with a little bit more today because, I mean, we are giving more full glam, so a tiny bit more. Blusher, I picked the Milani Luminoso because, again, it's sticking to a bit more of the pink vibes. So do a little bit of this. These are my favourite blushes, I think, because they're a little bit more sheer, but they're a bit more glowy. Really pretty. Just going to quickly finish my under eyes before I do the rest. I think all I'm going to do is a nude liner in my waterline. I've been really enjoying this look lately, but I can't do this without making really stupid faces. And then I'm going to do Rebel, I think, just on the very outer, or Leader. I'm going to use Leader actually, that deepest one. Literally just along my lash line. And try not to make stupid faces. A tiny bit of mascara on my bottoms. Okay, absolutely love this. And then I'm going to use my pink powder from Lottie London to brighten up my under eyes a little bit. You really don't need much of this at all. And I do sweep like most of it off after I've applied it. So just here where I like it nice and bright, and like a bit of a triangle, I suppose. I'm just going to let that sit there for 2 seconds. We're going to use the Soft and Gentle highlighter today. Absolutely love this. So nice and soft. Just add a little pop of something, and then I'll literally just sweep that straight off. Love. And then I'm going to do a matte lip today. Then for lips, just to finish everything off, I'm going to do a matte lip today, which I haven't done in ages. So I'm going to use the NYX Toulouse lip liner, and I do like to overline, as I'm sure you all know by now. And then I'm using a matte liquid lipstick from Too Faced called My Type. It's like more in nudie pink. Okay guys, so that completes today's unrecognisable makeup look. I think I definitely look a lot different than I did earlier. Definitely a lot more glam. I absolutely love this. I wish I was going out now. I haven't worn like a full makeup for ages. I absolutely love it. But I really do hope that you enjoyed today's video. Let me know if you did down in the comments. Please give it a big thumbs up as well, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week in my next one. Bye!